After many hours of using both of these air compressor guns, I'm going to show you 3 reasons why the Tornador is a much better tool. Hello, my name is Oscar Quesada and I'm the owner and operator of OQ Detailing. I'm also a professional detailer, certified and skills validated with the International Detailing Association. And in this video, I want to show you why you should buy the Tornador and you should not buy the Rack Company's Ultra Air Blaster. So first I'm going to go over some of the differences, some of the pros and the cons, and then I'm going to show you why this gun is much better. Okay, so let's talk about some of the key differences. The first one is the price point. So the Rack Company's Ultra Air Blaster is cheaper. At the time of this recording, this one is going for around $46 to $41 on Amazon, and the Tornador is a little bit more expensive at $55. So this one is a little bit cheaper. Another thing is that the Ultra Air Blaster comes with an extra cone that has these bristles at the end of it, and I think it can be very helpful. This comes included in the kit for free, so that's one of the benefits. But to be honest, I have rarely used this. Even though it can be beneficial in some areas, I haven't used this that much. So it's kind of like, it's a give or take. And then the last thing is I prefer the black over the chrome or silver. So this one looks aesthetically better than this one, but that's as far as this one is better than the Tornador. When it comes to performance, the Tornador is a much better tool, and I'm gonna share the most important reason why. Okay, so here's a major flaw with the Ultra Air Blaster. You ready? Check this out. So as you can see, the metal piece that's in the middle that's supposed to help with agitation by rotating or circulating, it stops moving, it gets stuck. And so it's basically no different than a regular air tool, which is the whole purpose why a gun like this exists, is because that metal piece in the middle is supposed to rotate to help agitate some of the things. But with constant use, whether you're using it to blow up pads or you're using it to blow up cars or sand or whatever it is, the Ultra Air Blaster constantly gets clogged up. So you can declog it, but it takes a whole lot of effort and it stops you in the middle of your detail, which takes a lot of your time, so it's inefficient. In comparison, you're gonna see the Tornador. Check this out. So as you can see, the thing in the middle, it doesn't get clogged up, it doesn't get stuck, and it continues working as it's supposed to be. So I've had the Tornador for a lot longer time than I had the Ultra Air Blaster. And the Ultra Air Blaster, it's a newer tool as far as its release date, so most people thought that this one will be better, but it's actually not. And the major flaw is that the thing in the middle, it stops circulating, it stops rotating, so it pretty much renders the gun useless. Versus the Tornador, I've had it for a much longer time, and I haven't had that same issue as the Ultra Air Blaster. So this one gets stuck so constantly that it's just a headache and it's pretty much worthless to me at this point. So that's the major difference why you should get the Tornador over the Ultra Air Blaster. The second reason why the Tornador is better than the Ultra Air Blaster is that it's quieter. So they're both loud when you're using them. However, I have noticed right from the beginning that this one, the Ultra Air Blaster, is a lot louder. When it is working, it kind of agitates more, but that makes it louder. And this one is already loud enough and it works perfectly. There's no issue with its performance. And this one is just a little bit louder, which I don't like. Okay, so the third and final reason why the Tornador is better than the Ultra Air Blaster is because the Tornador has readily available replacement parts. So for example, I had run over the cone with the tire and it cracked it. So it was cracked and it broke. But even though it was cracked, I could still use the gun. So I was actually using the gun even after the fact for months. I just decided that I wanted to replace it. So I went on Amazon and they have readily available replacement parts. It came with the cone, it came with the middle part that rotates, it came with everything you need to replace this part, so you don't have to buy a brand new gun, which is gonna cost you a lot more money. Versus the Ultra Air Blaster, as far as my knowledge goes, they don't have replacement parts available just yet. So if something happens to this one, you have to purchase the whole gun again. versus this one, they have the replacement parts readily available, so you don't have to purchase the whole thing, which is gonna save you money in the long run. So these are some of the differences that I noticed, the differences between this and why I truly recommend the Tornador much better than the Ultra Air Blaster. I know a lot of other detailers also have come to the conclusion that the Tornador is a much better tool than the Ultra Air Blaster, but if you had different conclusion, drop it in the comment section. I want to know about it. Or did you notice any other differences with these two that made this one better than this one, or vice versa? Let me know in the comment section. Check out this video and where I go over a full interior detail of how you can use one of these. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like.